Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. Something big is brewing in the NFL, and it's not just another off-season whisper. It's the kind of rumor that makes front offices lose sleep and fans refresh their feeds every 5 seconds. Word around the league is that Quinnen Williams, the absolute monster of a defensive tackle who's been anchoring the New York Jets' defensive line, might have just made one of the most surprising moves of the year. Sources close to the situation are saying that an agreement has been reached. Quinnen Williams is heading to the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, you heard that right. The Silver and Black, a franchise that's been desperate to rebuild its defensive identity, might have just landed one of the most dominant interior linemen in football. This isn't your typical rumor. It feels heavy, like something that's been in the works for weeks behind closed doors, away from the noise of social media and press conferences. People are already calling it the deal that could redefine the Raiders' future. If true, this isn't just a signing. It's a statement that Vegas wants to stop being entertainment and start being feared again on the field. Now imagine this. The desert heat, Allegiant Stadium lit up, and Quinnen Williams lining up next to Max Crosby. That's not just a defensive line. That's chaos waiting to happen. Opposing quarterbacks might start dreading their trips to Vegas even more than a bad night at the blackjack table. Williams brings more than just numbers. He brings attitude, presence, and that rare kind of leadership that doesn't need a microphone to be felt. With his mix of speed, strength, and explosiveness, the Raiders' defense suddenly looks like it could actually control the trenches for the first time in years. The front office knows it, the players know it, and you can bet every offensive coordinator in the AFC West is already calculating how to keep him away from their quarterbacks. If this deal really went through, it means Vegas is done waiting for potential and ready to build dominance around proven power. It's a cultural shift, plain and simple. And here's the thing. This move didn't come out of nowhere. Behind every massive signing like this, there's always a quiet storm of negotiations, meetings, and whispers that don't hit the headlines until everything's signed. Reports suggest that Quinnen's camp was already feeling uncertain about his long-term future in New York. The Jets have been trying to keep their roster financially balanced after big investments in other areas, and that might have opened the door for Vegas to swoop in with an offer too good to ignore. The Raiders, under new management and a renewed sense of urgency, have been clear about one thing. They're tired of rebuilding. They want to win now. Bringing in a player like Williams isn't about hype. It's about sending a message to every team that the black and silver are serious. The timing, the secrecy, the surprise, everything about this feels intentional. The craziest part of all this? No one saw it coming. There were no leaks, no teasers, no cryptic tweets, just a sudden surge of reports claiming the deal was sealed. One moment fans were debating whether the Raiders would go after a free agent linebacker, and the next, boom, Quinnen Williams is wearing silver and black in Photoshop edits all over the internet. And the reactions have been wild. Some Jets fans are furious, calling it a betrayal or a front office blunder of epic proportions. Others say it's business, pure and simple, and wish him luck. Raiders fans, though, they're losing their minds in the best way. This is the kind of signing that sparks hope, that makes every fan start counting down to kickoff again. And let's not forget the football implications. Williams changes everything about how this defense operates. Pairing him with Crosby means offenses can't double-team both, forcing chaos in the pocket. Suddenly, the linebackers get more room, the secondary has less pressure, and the entire defensive system becomes faster, meaner, and more unpredictable. Vegas has long been criticized for lacking defensive balance, relying too much on individual brilliance. But with Quinnen in the mix, they get both power and structure. It's the kind of move that not only boosts performance, but also elevates the entire locker room culture. When someone like Williams walks in, you listen, you learn, you raise your standard. That's the effect of greatness. It's contagious. But let's be real, there's still that tiny cloud of mystery hovering over this story. Nothing has been officially announced, and neither camp is saying much. The silence, though, might be the loudest confirmation of all. Usually, when teams rush to deny a rumor, it means there's smoke but no fire. This time, both sides have gone completely quiet, and that's when you know something's cooking. Maybe the deal's done and they're just waiting to finalize the numbers, or maybe they're lining up a huge media rollout to make it official in Vegas style. Either way, this isn't just a headline. It's a warning shot to the entire AFC. If this is real, the Raiders might have just turned their biggest weakness into their greatest weapon overnight. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. If Quinnen Williams really signed with the Las Vegas Raiders, this could easily become one of the most impactful defensive acquisitions in recent memory. We're not talking about a rotational guy or a veteran past his prime. We're talking about a player entering his prime years, already proven as one of the top defensive tackles in the entire NFL. The Raiders haven't had this kind of interior dominance since, Richard Seymour back in the early 2010s? And even then, the vibe wasn't quite the same. This is modern-day energy, explosive, ruthless, confident. Williams doesn't just play football. He disrupts football. Every snap becomes a problem for the offense. And with the right coaching and supporting cast, he could elevate that entire front seven into a nightmare scenario. Suddenly, Vegas becomes a legitimate threat to the likes of Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. The AFC West is brutal, but now it feels like the Raiders finally brought a heavyweight to the fight. That's the type of move that shifts the balance of power and forces everyone else to rethink their offensive game plan. The locker room dynamic is also going to change overnight. You can feel it. Players respect greatness, especially when it walks in with quiet confidence and a resume that screams domination. Quinnen isn't the kind of guy who needs to talk trash to get respect. His game does all the talking. And for a team like the Raiders, that's huge. This franchise has had its share of drama. Coaching changes, quarterback controversies, rebuilds that never quite found traction. But a move like this unites everyone. It tells the veterans that the front office is serious about competing, and it gives the young guys a model for how to prepare and play at a championship level. You can already imagine the chemistry building between Williams and Max Crosby, two alpha leaders who bring intensity but also accountability. That's the culture shift Vegas has been craving for years. When stars align like this, something special usually follows. Financially, this deal must have been massive. Quinnen's market value was already sky high, and the Raiders had to come in strong to get his attention. We're probably talking record-breaking numbers for a defensive tackle, maybe somewhere near the top of the position. But honestly, can you blame them? This isn't just about stats. It's about identity. You can't put a price tag on what it means to redefine your defense and bring credibility back to a franchise that's been stuck in limbo. The Raiders needed a signature move, something to shake up the narrative that they're always a year away. This is it. It's bold, it's expensive, and it's exactly the kind of gamble Vegas was built for. That's the irony. In the city of high stakes and bright lights, this might be the smartest bet they've made in years. The payoff? A defense that finally looks scary again. And speaking of scary, think about the ripple effect across the conference. The AFC is stacked with elite offenses: Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, Miami. Every one of them relies on rhythm, timing, and clean pockets. Drop Quinnen Williams into that mix, and all of a sudden, that rhythm gets disrupted. That's the real value here: disruption. Defensive tackles who can collapse pockets from the inside are nightmares for offensive coordinators. It's not just about sacks. It's about forcing bad throws, rush decisions, and turnovers. The Raiders haven't had that consistent interior pressure in a long time. Now, paired with Crosby's edge rush, they can attack from multiple angles. It's like chess. Take away the middle, and the whole board shifts. Williams gives Vegas control of that center space, both literally and strategically. This could redefine how teams prepare for them week to week. Behind the scenes, though, you have to wonder how this all came together. Maybe Quinnen wanted a fresh start. Maybe the Jets hesitated too long to lock him up long-term. Or maybe the Raiders simply saw an opening and pounced before anyone else could. Whatever the case, it feels calculated, not impulsive. Vegas hasn't always been known for patient strategy, but lately, things have started to look more methodical. They've been quietly reshaping their core, focusing on leadership and performance rather than flashy headlines. Bringing in a player like Williams fits perfectly with that approach. It's the kind of move that says, we're done experimenting. It's time to build a legacy. Fans can sense that shift. You can almost feel it through social media, a cautious optimism mixed with pure excitement. Something about this feels different, more grounded, more real. And if this rumor becomes official, you can bet the entire NFL will take notice. The Raiders have always been about swagger and spectacle, but now it seems they're backing it up with substance. Quinnen Williams isn't just a signing. He's a foundation piece. He changes the perception of what Vegas football can be, not just entertaining but elite. From the locker room to the fan base, this move injects belief, the one thing money can't buy. Imagine that first home game, the lights dimming, the crowd roaring, and Quinnen walking out in silver and black for the first time. That's a cinematic moment, the kind of energy that turns rumors into legends. If this is truly happening, the Raiders didn't just get stronger. They might have just rewritten their future. The NFL better be ready, because the Desert Storm is coming, and Quinnen Williams is leading the charge. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Speculation about Waddle's immediate impact on game outcomes is rampant, with insiders hinting that coaches are already planning packages designed to maximize his explosiveness in key situations. Analysts suggest that his ability to separate from defenders, combined with Carr's timing and accuracy, could lead to a dramatic increase in third-down conversions and red zone efficiency, fundamentally altering how the Raiders approach critical moments in games. Fans are eagerly debating potential matchups, imagining scenarios where Waddle turns short passes into long touchdowns or creates mismatches that defenses cannot adequately cover. Social media is awash with highlight compilations, speculative graphics, and animated discussions about his projected performance, illustrating how deeply the narrative has permeated fan culture. Rumors even extend to locker room dynamics, with whispers that his leadership, attitude, and professionalism are already influencing team morale in positive ways, setting a standard for younger players and energizing veterans alike. Analysts continue to speculate about statistical milestones, projecting Waddle's potential reception totals, yardage gains, and impact on overall offensive ranking, while also debating how defensive coordinators might adjust with specialized coverage schemes. The excitement is further amplified by the knowledge that his presence could elevate the Raiders' playoff prospects, creating a tangible sense of optimism that has been missing in recent seasons. Every practice session, every media appearance, and every preseason game is being scrutinized, with fans and pundits alike attempting to predict just how quickly Waddle can translate his talent into measurable success. The rumors and anticipation are feeding a cycle where expectations grow almost daily, leaving supporters imagining a season full of big plays, unforgettable moments, and a revitalized Raiders offense that feels capable of challenging the very best in the league. The strategic implications of adding Waddle have become a dominant talking point in sports media, as analysts examine how his arrival could force opponents to rethink defensive approaches entirely. Rumors suggest that the Raiders may adopt faster tempos, varied formations, and innovative motion plays specifically designed to exploit Waddle's quickness and field vision. Fans speculate endlessly about the combinations of personnel that could maximize his effectiveness, imagining scenarios in which defenses are pulled thin across the field, opening lanes for Carr to target multiple threats simultaneously. The chatter also touches on the long-term implications, with insiders hinting that Waddle's presence could influence draft strategies, free agent priorities, and even the overall offensive identity for seasons to come. Social media conversations are saturated with predictions about touchdown counts, game-winning plays, and comparisons to league-wide elite receivers, highlighting how much expectation has centered on him in such a short period. Rumors regarding his role in key divisional matchups have sparked heated debates, as fans envision games where his speed and agility overwhelm traditional defensive setups, potentially changing the balance of power in the AFC West. Even casual observers are caught up in the narrative, compelled by highlight reels, commentary, and speculation that paints Waddle as the potential linchpin for the Raiders' offense. The anticipation, fueled by rumor, analysis, and imagination, continues to grow exponentially, creating a heightened sense of excitement around every play, every game, and every possible scenario that could define his debut season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.